Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us here in the Rochester Press Box. Good to have you, and happy holidays. I'm Bill Pucko, along with the guys. Tariq, how you doing this week?
Looking pretty good, feeling pretty good. Looking forward to 2021.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. Normally I wear my jersey. As I'm waiting for all my Bills AFC East championship stuff, I have my 1989 Buffalo Bills AFC East sweatshirt that I've been sitting on for the last 31 years. So feel pretty good today, guys. Feel pretty good.
So you were telling us you only spent $300 on stuff yesterday.
Shh, my wife might be watching the show right now. Everybody cool. Yeah, I spent a lot of money. But I figure, over all the years we didn't make the playoffs, it's distributed evenly on what I would have spent on playoff tickets. I'm making money. I'm losing money not buying stuff, guys. Am I right? Come on.
Tariq, almost as good a news as, the Bills wrapping up their first division in, decades, was Governor Cuomo suggesting that there might be some wiggle room in terms of getting some fans into the stadium for the postseason. What do you think?
I like it. And he needs the good PR from the way I've seen it. Listen, I think this is be good. Here's what you do. You set about 4 or 5 rules. You get a couple different Buffalo Bills fans that are willing to maybe quarantine for a couple hours, 24 hours, 42 hours, commit to a COVID test, whatever it is they have to do, and you allow them to come in the stadium. Like, you're not going to have a full place, obviously, but you want to be able to set something up. I mean, we're talking since 1995, Duffy, like since 1995. And this is not something that, you can basically count on the next few years, although with the way the Jets are playing and the way New England Patriots are playing, maybe you can count on it for the next couple of years if they continue to play this well. But I think Cuomo has a decent sort of obligation. The Bills have never been this good within the last 20, 25 years or so. Why not maybe get a couple people tested, do as best you can to keep it safe as possible, and get somebody in there that wants to be in 20-degree temperature weather?
So the Bills season ticket holder in me wants this to happen very badly. Don't hold your breath. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the only way that you make it happen is if you make some special circumstance where you allow, folks that have been working on the front lines in the hospitals, first responders, stuff like that, put them in the stadium, make it something nice. The question isn't about the stadium, right, being in the seats, because there are lots of teams that have done this all season long. The question is what's going to happen in the parking lot, which is almost unregulatable. And look, man, I go to these Bills games every Sunday. This is the first time in a very long time I've missed a game, like decades, this season at home. It's insanity. It's insanity in that parking lot. Folks are going to be out for the first time. Folks are going to want to celebrate the way that they've always celebrated. What if they win that home playoff game? What's it going to look like in the parking lot after? Look, I want it to happen. I hope there's a way to make it happen. But this, as you said earlier, Tariq, he needs the governor, positive public relations. I think he's saying this knowing that he has a month before he has to make a decision. And at that point, maybe there's something else folks are upset about. They don't have to worry about it.
I don't know. I think it's meaner to kind of throw it out there and then pull it away, Tariq, don't you think?
I think it is meaner to do that. That's why I think it's a possibility this has happened. Listen, I get to Duffy's point. The parking lot before a game is amazing. You might not have that sort of ambiance, but I think people will sacrifice that just to be in the building. I mean, I get the fact that you want to be able to celebrate it, but we're not quite through this yet. Now we do have this vaccine. We do have hope. Maybe more and more people will get it. Who knows? I'm not quite sure where we'll be in a month from now. 30 days is a long way away, to Duffy's point. But like I said before, I think this could happen. I mean, you're not going to have a packed house, and it's not going to be everyone in the stadium, but you can fill, quarter, maybe half of it if you wanted to.
Telling a Bills fan that they're not allowed to tailgate is like telling a fish to put on shoes and walk to the bus stop. It just ain't going to happen. And to your point a second ago, Tariq, why would they throw it out? Yeah, Bill, that made perfect sense. Think about it. Why throw it out? And it's meter. Look, the governor already floated it out around week 4 when the primetime games were coming out. They were going to look into it. They had a plan. We're going to go to Buffalo. We're going to look at the stadium. They never did. I mean, there's history that shows he's thrown it out and didn't act on it before. Again, I want it to happen. I want to see folks in the stands. I don't think it's going to happen.
Hey, Pat, last thing on this. Did the crowd that greeted the Bills at the airport, and I looked at it pretty carefully, I didn't see any of them without a mask. That's a real plus. Did that help or hurt the cause, do you think?
I don't know. I guess I get the feeling, and I'm being completely sincere when I say this, they're going to look at what happens over the next couple of weeks in regards to the people that were at that event with the masks on and see if there's a massive uptick in cases. And if there isn't, well, then you have an argument as to why people can get together, have a good time outdoors, and it's not going to be an issue. So, I mean, it's funny that what if that's the telling thing? What if that's the decision maker on whether or not there are Bills fans at the stadium? The Bills fans' loyalty meeting them at 1 a.m. to get and go and watch them live.
Yeah, and another plus, I think the history of the teams that have been allowing fans into the stadium all along, it's pretty good. There hasn't been anything that's caught on and caused any of these teams, to my knowledge, to pull back on that plan. This is the Rochester Press Box, and we're talking Buffalo Bills game next.
Original Bay Goodman Pizza, located on the corner of North Winton at Browncroft. There are 3 ways to get the original Bay & Goodman delivery. Go to baygoodman.com.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us here on the Rochester Press Box. Time to talk Buffalo Bills. They got a game with the New England Patriots on a Monday night, which would have been a great showcase, Pat, were it not for the fact that neither team needs this game anymore.
Well, I mean, you got Buffalo still looking at a potential 2nd overall seed. Look, I know that it doesn't really matter when it comes to the playoff bye, but I mean, the way things are shaking out, I'd much rather be in the 2nd spot than I would be in the 3rd spot right now. And look, anytime you play the Patriots, it matters. I don't care that they're out of the playoffs, the Patriots. I don't care that the Bills have locked up the AFC East. I want to see Bill Belichick have to explain what happened after the game is over. And look, that's the best part about this game, right? Like, the Bills dropped this game, okay, 3rd seed, that's what we're settled in for. That's what we've kind of been expecting the last couple of weeks. Doesn't hurt us. You go beat Bill Belichick, and you put them on pace for their first losing or not winning season in however many years. This sweatshirt isn't very thick, but I just got a heck of a lot warmer, boys.
Wait. Talk about to beat them. I'm looking forward to the Buffalo Bills whooping the New England Patriots. I want them to whoop the New England Patriots. They've been waiting for this for how long, Duffy? How many decades now have you been waiting for a game where you know you're going to the playoffs, they're not going to the playoffs, usually it's the reverse, and you want to see that opportunity to whoop them in front of everyone? This is not just like a game on Sunday. This is in front of everyone.
But my feeling still is that, you're not going to get a representative game out of Buffalo, certainly. I think New England's got a little more motivation to play. I don't think, Tariq, that it's a representative game.
Well, I just think that from the last game the New England Patriots played, they didn't play very well. They haven't been playing very well. And who knows if Cam Newton even starts in this game. I'm not trying to throw out that he should or he shouldn't. I'm just saying that he hasn't been performing well this whole season. This has been a totally different year for the New England Patriots. I'm not quite sure. I mean, obviously they want to go out and they want to win. Bill Belichick is not going to surrender and take this lying down. He's going to want a chance to go at Josh Allen and do the best that he can, obviously, going in the game. But I just feel as if for the New England Patriots, this is not their season. This is the Bills' time. And how many times and how long have you waited for this moment, Duffy, where it is a game, you can beat them. You don't even need to run out all of your starters in this game to actually make this game work.
You're talking to an AFC champion right now. Like, this doesn't matter. This game doesn't matter at all. I want to beat the heck out of them when it matters. I want that, thrubbing and blowout win, which, by the way, Sean McDermott doesn't even do. The only reason the Bills had a blowout win last week is because they got a touchdown on defense and Josh Allen called an audible to Stephon Diggs. Look, man, this game isn't even weighing on my mind. It'll look great to watch Belichick and his stupid face with no sleeves on. Other than that, I don't care. I don't care.
Don't lighten up. Don't lighten up just because you won the title. Do not take your foot off the gas. You go all the way through till you get to the AFC Championship game.
Hey, Pat, paint us a picture of what things were like for you and the people that you were hanging out with when they beat Denver.
So it was just my wife and my kids. And when it finally happened, I just screamed for like 15 minutes. My dogs were terrified. My wife didn't know what to do. I literally just stood with all of my muscles clenched and I was like, it was pure human emotion. I didn't know what to do. I had no idea. And then I bought all my stuff real quick before it sold out.
Did you cry? Tariq? Did you cry? I just want to ask him if he cried.
No, I didn't cry. I'm more of an angry noisemaker than an emotional crier.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember in 2004 when it was the Red Sox turn and that whole thing with them, and I've been a Red Sox fan all my life. When it was over, I didn't know what to do. There was nothing I could do. I did not know what to do and how to react.
Yeah. I had a similar reaction Well, I had a similar reaction when the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl for that undefeated season. Remember that, Duffy? Remember that moment there was the Giants won and they stopped
was
their
great.
perfect season? I felt great. I cried that day.
We are the Rochester Press Box. Like it or not is next. Here's the Press Box trivia question brought to you by Market View Liquor, where exceptional customer service meets an extensive selection. Jefferson Road at 390.
All of these things show Josh Allen has a strive for greatness inside of him.
Falcon Around with Carl Falk. New episodes every Tuesday on Rock Sports Now.
Here's the Press Box trivia answer brought to you by Market View Liquor, where exceptional customer service meets an extensive selection. Jefferson Road at 390.
Are you facing criminal charges from a DWI and feel that you never imagined it could happen to you? Contact attorneys with years of experience as prosecutors and defenders. Contact Ganguly Brothers Law today for a free consultation. You can put your trust in us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rochester Press Box. This segment of the Press Box, like it or not, brought to you by Ganguly Brothers Law Firm, attorneys with years of experience defending the accused. Don't go unprepared. Contact Ganguly Brothers Law today. It's a like it or not segment. Like it or not, Tariq, the New York Jets win their first game defeating the Rams on Sunday.
Like it because I don't know what to do with the Jet fans. All the Jet fans are doing is they're just basically upset at the fact that they lost out on a number 1 pick overall. Now their strength of schedule now goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So it's weird. The Jets, who are about to go down in history as an 0-16 team, will not do that now. Win a game, and the Jet fan is upset about it because they lose out on a potential franchise quarterback in the draft. As of right now, we haven't played out the last few games of the season.
Well, hold on. First off,
All you had to do was lose the last 3 games, and you might have had a legitimate generational talent, and you blew it. That being said, I apologize. What did you want Sam Darnold to do? Did you want Sam Darnold to go lose this game on purpose so he could be replaced by somebody else next season or be that guy's backup? Like, of course, these players are going to play as hard as they can. They have 2 games this season that they legitimately could have won if it wasn't for the complete ineptitude of this coaching staff. Look, man, I hate the Jets more than anything, but good on these players for busting their humps as much as they can. So they traveled all the way West Coast as massive underdogs, hadn't won a game all season, playing a legitimate squad in the Los Angeles Rams, and they beat that team. That should be good for 3 wins in my book, man. Heck, give the Bengals a pick over them when the draft comes up. This has been the greatest weekend of my life. Is anyone else having a lot of fun? Last weekend was the greatest weekend of my life. This is great.
Tariq, it's kind of crux of the matter, though. I mean, you can't. The team you put out there, and the Jets center had an op-ed piece that he had written about. We understand how the Jets fans feel about us wanting to lose the game. You can't expect us to go out there and try to lose. We put too much out on the line. Our careers mean too much to them. You need to have a feeling for that. And I think, right, I agree with the laughter and everything, but the Jets come out as sort of tragic heroes in this whole thing.
Well, they didn't even do it artfully. I mean, they went out there and wanted to win. And these players think, like they're trying to make a team next year. Maybe it's not the Jets. Maybe it's another team. They're just building film for the next few games just to try to make sure that they're in the NFL, whether it's with the Jets or not. So it's kind of bizarre in a sense that you got guys out here who really want to play. Sam Darnold basically said he wanted to be the Jets quarterback for the near future and did not give up on him. He went out there and played like a soldier. I understand full well Gase is going to get fired. He should be fired. They need an entire culture change with the Jets. But to Duffy's laugh, you know why he's laughing. He doesn't want a generational quarterback in the AFC East. He's got the generational quarterback in the AFC East. He doesn't want the Jets to be good. New England Patriots are going down. Who knows what's going on in Miami? You might see a few more AFC East championships in Buffalo over the next 10 years. That's why he's so happy about this.
Pat, I'll serve this one up on a plate to you. The real bumble in all of this, I think, is Doug Marrone, whose team Jacksonville just laid down for Baltimore. I were behind, 26-0 before the half?
So that's the best part of all of this. I despise Doug Marrone for personal reasons, which I've talked about on this show before. But Doug Marrone walks away from the Bills to try and find, quote, greener pastures and finds himself a job in Jacksonville, right? Shad Khan, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has said Doug Marrone is not necessarily fired next season. If the Jags get the first overall pick, he's gone. He's gone. What happened yesterday in Los Angeles is a Bills double play. Not only do the Bills, what happened over last weekend? Not only do the Bills win the AFC East, not only do you keep potentially Trevor Lawrence out of the AFC East forever, but this guy who walked away from Buffalo because, I'm going to go find a better job, now is going to be without one forever. Oh my God, it feels so good. Everything is great. I'm having so much fun. High fives all around.
Like it or not, brought to you by Ganguli Brothers Law. Unfinished Business is next.
The Press Box Stat of the Week is being brought to you by McArdle's Restaurant in Fairport. McArdle's is open 7 days a week with dining available indoors and out, takeout and delivery. Come home to McArdle's.
Came now to Eichel. He floated one. Score!
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us here on the Rochester Press Box. It's time for Unfinished Business. Pat, start us off.
You know, patriotism and sports has had a complicated relationship the last couple of years, but there is nothing like cheering for a sports team that is made up of all Americans, Canadians, Germans, whatever. So the NFL doesn't really have that. There's nothing with that in football. Baseball has moved away from it. You got the World Baseball Classic, but man, basketball is always a domination of American basketball players playing against guys you probably never heard of, which is why this week is the greatest thing ever. World Junior Hockey Tournament has started. If you haven't heard of it, it's very simple. It's the best players under the age of 19 all across the world. These kids are either going to D1 hockey programs or they've already been drafted into the NHL. It's the Americans, Canadians, Germans, Swedes, Czechs, Russians, all of the best hockey players in the world coming together. Canada treats this thing like a week-long national holiday. Like they have cameras outside of the hotel after cuts get made, filming 17, 18, 19-year-old kids crying because they're not going to get to represent their country. Even if you're not a hockey fan, do yourself a favor. Pop on the NHL Network, find it online through an app, whatever, and sit down and watch some World Junior Hockey. Not only is it fast, not only is it hard-hitting, not only is it exciting, it's really nice to sit back and enjoy a competitive game where you can wrap yourself in an American flag and cheer for the guys that were born here, playing for you, USA. Let's go hockey. Come on.
Listen, for the last time, I want to hear the words offensive genius. I've heard it throughout my years of watching football, and all I seem to understand is that the offensive genius is basically based on the talent you have around it, whether it's the quarterback, running back, or wide receivers, tight ends, or offensive line, whichever way you want to look at it. Look at the last game between the Jets and the Rams. Two offensive geniuses, Sean McVay and Adam Gase, named offensive geniuses. Yet there wasn't a lot of great offense in that game. Cliff Kingsbury, offensive genius, got a little bit smarter when he got a quarterback in Kyler Murray. You see where I'm going with this? Basically, you're an offensive genius when you have the talent at quarterback or the weapons around you. When you don't, where is that offensive genius gone? I don't understand why so many people are labeled offensive geniuses, but yet cannot perform without the talent. You need the talent in order to be the genius. Usually that happens with successful teams. What I've seemed to find now is once that talent leaves the building, New England, that offensive genius tends to leave too.
Hey, a friend called to ask what I think of the Flower City Union. Well, I worked for a union in my days at Channel 10, did some good for the American workers, so yeah, I'm for a union. Well, it turns out the Flower City Union isn't a union at all. It's not a credit union either, nor a florist. Flower City Union is our new soccer team, just what we need right now. The union announced its name on a Zoom call on Friday night. No one pays attention to anything on a Friday night, and frankly, there isn't that much to know about this team. The union has a working agreement with St. John Fisher College, not too much else. They have no players, no management team, place to play, or league to play in. They are part of NISA, the National Independent Soccer Association. Its mission statement is to bring soccer to every city in America without rules, franchise fees, or really any structure at all. A plan for a relegation system failed when the top-tiered league in the proposal folded. And of course, it was formed into the teeth of a pandemic. So what are we to make of all of this? We get told if you don't love soccer, it's because you don't understand it, which is like saying if you don't win an election, it's only because it was fixed. That didn't fly either. That's Unfinished Business, and that is our program. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
As always, congratulations to you, Duffy, and all your Buffalo Bills fan. I see there's a lot of new Bills hats. I go around Western New York, and everybody's got a new Bills hat for Christmas.
Little bit conflicted, but as of right now, I'm welcoming everybody. We'll talk about that later, I guess. I'll let you know how I feel.
Happy holidays and thanks for watching. See you next week with the Rochester Press Box.